Hi guys, in this video I'll review the book $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. Hi folks, my name is Chris Solomay, and on this channel I help people with personal and career development. If you like that sort of stuff, subscribe. If you don't. If you don't know Alex, in the last few years, this man and his wife Layla have taken the world by storm. Somewhere around 2016 or 2017, Alex was a multiple location gym owner who mastered the art of selling gym memberships to a specific demographic, type of client that was looking for weight loss specifically. When he then began teaching this skill, sort of by accident, and he founded a company called Gym Launch, in which he and Layla would travel to a gym that needed help, and in one weekend they would sign up an impossible amount of new members, hence save the gym. Like any major success story, the road had many twists and turns, but unlike most business stories, the success of Gym Launch went far above and beyond either of their wildest dreams. Since that time, they founded acquisitions.com, in which I last heard was doing somewhere around $150 million. But that number seems to rise every time I watch a new video that they post. So at the time you're watching this video, my guess is it's outdated and probably worth more than that. That said, there are a ton of authors out there, and I'm one of them, many of whom will never even come close to the success that Alex and Layla have realized in a relatively short amount of time, which is the exact reason why I was interested in reading this book. The last thing I should say about this book before getting into it and the meat of the review is that Alex sells it for 99 cents on Amazon. And he put it at that price because it's the lowest price Amazon will allow him to sell the book for. He doesn't try to profit from his teachings at all. He makes money through business partnerships. And he says it in almost every YouTube video he puts out there, that the reason why he makes videos is because there's a lot of broke people out there in the world, and he doesn't want you to be one of them. I honestly get from his videos that he's a pretty good dude. So let's talk about the book and the promise of the book. Coming from a place of fantastic wealth that he had achieved in the first chapter of the book, Alex promises that the info shared would not be the same as any other business books that you've read. With that said, he does spend a little time in the beginning writing it as if it was a novel, sort of describing the tiny details of the moment. And it didn't really feel so necessary, and I felt like I could hear myself thinking like, okay, here we go, this is feeling kind of familiar. But to defend this tendency, the chapter is called How We Got Here, but not long after that, he seems to really settle in and get to the actual point. Also, I guess they did this because their story is pretty unique, and the chapter does illustrate how not that long ago, Alex was like any other struggling business owner, and in his own words, he calls it a wantrepreneur, somebody that's wanting success but doesn't have it. But by the end of that chapter, I started thinking, oh wow, this is now really getting good. So in the first 4 chapters, Alex, shares a story and then covers Grand Slam offers, pricing, he calls it the commodity problem, finding the right market with your pricing, and charging what you're worth, which is a struggle for a ton of small business owners. In the book, Alex does offer a very unique insight on why most people in business struggle and why very few people are able to create the unbelievable wealth that they've really created, again, in a short period of time. So let's first talk about having a Grand Slam offer. In this chapter, Alex shares a quote that he says forever changed his philosophy on how he looks at making an offer. Make an offer so good that your client would feel stupid not to take it. After that, he goes on to explain why most deals are structured around the lowest pricing, which in the book he calls a race to the bottom, and the difference between price and value. And as Warren Buffett says, price is what you pay and value is what you get. And it should be your goal to create an offer that adds so much value for your client that it would be silly for them to turn it down. Here's an example. With Gym Launch, Alex, Layla, or one of their team members eventually would literally charge nothing, create ads for the gym, fly to the gym, sell memberships all weekend long, only to get paid on the new signups that they created. So there was no downside for the client. That is what he means by the client would be stupid not to take it. Next, he breaks down pricing, introduces the commodity problem, finding the right price, and charging what it's worth. In short, this is choosing not to compete with what everybody else offers, trading a thing for some money at a competitive price. Instead, Alex says find a starving market and create outsized value with an offer so your price is perceived really in its own category. In chapter 6 of the book, Alex introduces a game-changing idea called the value equation. This is a 4-part equation that is completely unique to Alex's teaching. I've never seen it or heard it anywhere else before seeing it on one of his videos maybe a year and a half ago. Here, he goes deeper on the difference between value and price and how vastly different they actually are. And those who understand value will be able to charge much higher prices than others in their market. Now, I won't explain the value equation in this video because I want you to read the book or listen to it on Audible, but I will put the link to the book on Amazon in the description below. Again, the value equation is super unique to Alex, and I'd never seen it before. And honestly, just seeing that one thing was worth the time on the book, although there was a lot more in it. I'll also stick a link to the free training on acquisition.com on his website. All of the lessons in the book, he's put the free training on his website so anybody can watch. What I will say here, though, is using the value equation will completely change the perception of what a good offer is and give you the best chance to leave other people in your niche in the dust. Alex does give many examples throughout the book of real-world situations and different use cases. After that, in the next few chapters, he covers the thought process behind the value offer, how to create your Grand Slam offer, and how to enhance your offer using scarcity, urgency, bonuses, and guarantees. And again, he goes super deep into all of these and gives clear detail on how he thinks through the process and shares multiple examples. Here I was blown away by how much this made sense and seemed like an easy process if anybody could follow it, and like common sense. Why didn't I think of this? In the final chapter, he shares how to name your offer and gives a formula to do so. Also, how you can make or break an offer with the right name, and some names work and some names don't. So he kind of encourages people to try a lot of different things. In finishing, Alex shares some words of wisdom in a chapter called Your First 100,000, and then leaves a promise that what he didn't cover in this book would be covered in the next book called $100 Million Leads, which at the time of this recording launched last week on acquisition.com. Well, actually, they did a global launch on YouTube and a Zoom that a couple 100,000 people were on. I happened to catch the launch of this book, so be looking for that in an upcoming video review. But to bring this to a close, I would definitely recommend anyone in business or anybody who wants to just earn more money, read this book. Though it does feel like some of the info is pointed more towards internet marketing and maybe virtual products, there's definitely a ton of useful info no matter what your job role is or what business you're in. I'd give this book a 9.5 out of 10. So definitely check it out. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you thought. Maybe you've read the book $100 Million Offers. If you have, I'd love to hear what you thought of it yourself. Are you using this stuff? Check it out. I know I definitely walked away with some things that I'm going to be using inside of my own business. So love to hear it in comments below. And we'll see you in the next video.